Mathioli Charanam, Jai Nandalala. Today's topic, again my favorite, Nayanmar. A beautiful Nayanar. All Nayanars are beautiful, but the beauty itself, the Nayanar, is already it's a beautiful name. And yes, another beautiful story. We can take so many lessons from this beautiful story. So many lessons. It's innumerable. And he's the Murthy Nayanar. He is one of those Nayanars where we learn what selfless service is. Selfless. Who is like that? In this Kali Yugam, right? That we call. Who is like that? Who is selfless? Everybody's thinking about what they can gain out of something they give, right? His story will tell you what selfless service is. Unconditional bhakti, another thing. Who has that? It's always conditions. What do I not do? I'm doing everything he's asking me to do. I'm doing everything the Lord is asking me to do, but still I'm in pain. Unconditional bhakti has no questions, right? The questions never arise. Who's not given pain? Actually, the Nayanmars that we have spoken about over time, we have actually witnessed and seen during those stories how many tests and all those turbulences that they had to go through. The tests were not easy. The exams and tests that the Lord gave them were not easy. I'm sure most of you, as I was narrating it, was thinking, I could not have done it. Those were the type of tests that they went through. Not easy. So that again, unconditional bhakti, courage. All of them had that courage, right? Courage, which was very important. No fear. The minute something happens, we drown in fear. It's normal. It's normal. That's why they are Nayanmars and we are not. It's normal once in a while, something, abnormal happens in our life. Some bumps and some, twists and turn happen. Immediately sink down in fear. That courage we see in Nayanmar. They never have fear. And what is the other thing they have? Determination. Determination. That whatever is it, whatever is thrown at me, I pass it. I will take the fire test. And we actually saw that in our previous stories. Thiruvalaiyadal literally took the fire test. Literally. Of determination, courage, unconditional bhakti. Murthy Nayanar is one other Nayanar that shows us all this put together. Again, beautiful story. And Sundaramurthy has sung a Tevaram mentioning all the Nayanars. He has given his salutations to all of them in a Tevaram, mentioning all their names, And what has he said about Murthy Nayanar? He has said, Mummayil Mummayal Ulaganda. Mummayal Ulaganda. And if you find the actual translations of that word, it means global by the triple. What was Sundaramurthy trying to say? He was trying to say that Murthy Nayanar has influenced many, threefold. Threefold. 3 times as great. So whoever we mention is 3 times as great. And threefold in character. That is what that means. So Murthy Nayanar, coming to Murthy Nayanar, why was he so great? Let's see. He was from Madurai. He was born in a Vaishya caste. And he was a person, what was he doing on a daily basis? He used to go to the temple, Madurai Meenakshi temple, Sokkanadar, Sundareshwara. He would go and grind sandal paste for the Lord. This was his duty every time, every day. He used to go to the temple and grind sandal paste for the Lord. Most auspicious service. It's regarded as the highest. Grinding sandal paste for the Lord is very, very auspicious. And he used to do that, not knowing that it's auspicious and going and doing it. It's not an easy task. The temple stone, we all have the sandal paste, we all have the stone, the little slab of wood, the sandalwood, and we have a small slab of stone, right? In which it's easy, like we can hold it and we can do it. That's how small we have it at. That's compact and little. But the temple one, the slab of stone is huge. So literally the sandal wood is also huge. So the whole thing, both the hands are used, and that's how it's ground. The process is like both the hands have to be pulled in and out, back and forth. It's not easy. And when I say for the temple, it's for the chandana kapu, it's for the alangaram. Imagine how much chandanam is involved, how much sandal paste. I'm just trying to give you a picture of what he's actually doing. It's not as easy as just going there and doing this and giving it to this. No, it's so much of chandanam. One person, without any, sign of tiredness or exhaustion or complaint, thinking of his arms hurting or joints hurting. Determination, bhakti. Even during, those special events, the special festivals, especially when the Lord needs chandana kapu, alangaram. Imagine how much chandanam is required. Just imagine. And he would go early. He would be, he would be up very early in the morning, and he would go and make sure to accommodate this in a very systematic way so that he can provide that much of chandanam for the temple that is required. So Chandanam is also provided for the devotees, correct? As prasadam. So all that he keeps in mind and he works accordingly. You think the Lord is not watching all this? His service is so high. It's not easy. Physically, it takes a toll on you, you know. Physically, it does. But nothing affected him. For a bhakta, right? For a devotee, the Lord will provide the physical strength to do whatever he intends to do with love and bhakti. Even if he has a joint pain, if he starts doing that for the Lord, the joint pain will vanish. That is how merciful the beautiful Lord Shiva is. Now he was born during the Pandya the kingdom. So every day this was his job. Like I said, he would go to the temple and grind the paste and provide it for the Lord. Now he found a lot of happiness in doing this. Only if you do seva for the Lord, you'll know, okay, this is a lot of happiness. Unless you do it, you'll never know. True happiness is doing seva for the ultimate. In our times, it's very odd to say that because everybody is so involved in making their friend happy, making so many other people around them happy. It's all about shifting to make the ultimate happy. And everybody will automatically be happy around us. Now, he would come early in the morning, like I said, and do this every day. This was his routine. Now, like I said, the kingdom, the Pandya kingdom. There was a day when the king was defeated by another king who came in and invaded. This is very normal those days, right? So another king came and invaded, and the other king who came and invaded this place, Madurai, was not a Shaivat. He was a Jain. So he was on a mission to change everybody to Jainism in the area. So now Murthy Nayanar is not very happy about this, right? Because for him, life is service to the Lord, Sundareshwarar. How can he do this when the king is different? Everything is going to change now. They were punishing everybody who went to the temple. But Murthy Nayanar would somehow sneak in and somehow make his way to the temple. Again, courage, determination. Nobody could stop him. Even the king of that land couldn't stop him, because he knew there is a more greater power, the king of the universe, Lord Shiva. That's what he believed. So he would go and he would pray to the Lord in that temple saying, Ayya, what is this? What day has come? Our ruler is threatening us every day that we would be killed if we come and pray to you, if we come and do service to you. What kind of king is this? Please show us some mercy. So now the king's men, the king's soldiers and men are noticing Murthy Nayanar still going to the temple, not fearing all these, unlike the other people who are scared and staying away. Murthy Nayanar still goes to the temple and grinds the paste for the Lord and provides the paste that is needed for the puja and other necessities. Men are noticing it. The king's men are noticing this, and they come and tell the king. So the king says, well, there's only one way to stop him. Let's stop sandalwood everywhere. He should not get sandalwood. Let's make sure sandalwood is not available anywhere for him. Then what will he do? This is what he does, right? Let's stop it. So what will he do after that? Eventually he has to stop then. So now watching him, he has sandalwood at home. Murthy Nayanar already has a stock of sandalwood at home. So he goes and he's doing this every day with that stock that he has. Eventually the stock has to get done, right? It'll be finished. Then what? What next? So when he was going to the temple, people are noticing. The other Shiva devotees are noticing Murthy Nayanar going to the temple in spite of all these threatening, the soldiers watching. Murthy Nayanar is not affected. He still keeps going to the temple. Shiva devotees in the area are noticing this and they get influenced. See, when one person, they say, right, one pearl is enough. One swan is enough to bring others in the fold. So that was him. Murthy Nayanar was the pearl. So seeing Murthy Nayanar, watching Murthy Nayanar's courage and bhakti, other people get courageous. They're like, okay, he's doing it. He's going to the Shiva temple. He's going and doing service to the Lord. We'll also go. Who can stop us? Nobody can. So that kind of courage somehow comes for everybody, and they also join it. They also go to the temple. They follow him. Now the king is like, okay, let's see how far this goes. Anyway, it has to end one day. We're not giving him sandalwood. What he has is what he has. Let's see after he's done with it. So they go, do the service. The last slab of sandalwood was used that day. Next day, Murthy Nayanar goes to the store, goes to everybody he knows who has sandalwood. Everybody says, I don't have sandalwood, because they really didn't have sandalwood. They were not lying to him. The king kept all the sandalwood in the palace. He did not let anyone in the city get sandalwood. What bigger sin than that, right? I'm thinking about the king and I feel sad for him. Stopping somebody from doing seva to the Lord is the biggest sin. There's no bigger sin than that. Anyway, coming to Murthy Nayanar, he felt terrible. He went everywhere seeking the sandalwood, but he couldn't find sandalwood anywhere. He comes back to the temple, falls at the Lord's feet, and he says, Ayya, Deva me, my Lord, what have you brought me to? This is the only thing that gives peace of mind for me. This is the only thing I find satisfaction doing. that is also taken away from me. What do I give you? I have to give you sandalwood. And he says, please, I have my hands. I still have my hands. Just make this wood. Make my hands wood. What if they don't give me sandalwood? I'm still going to grind because I have my hands, he says. I'm going to grind sandalwood with my hands. And to the astonishment to all the people around there, he starts grinding his hands on the slab like this. Forward and back, forward and back. Can you imagine? Just imagine that. On the stone, the big stone in front of the Lord, he sits and he puts his hand, lays his hand, both his hands, and starts grinding his hands. That definitely brought a tear to my eye. Seeing the amount of bhakti and determination and courage and what is this? What do you call this, right? You can imagine why he's called threefold, right? Why Sundaramurthy Nayanar had called him threefold in character, threefold in bhakti, threefold in everything, right? Now we understand. Now everybody is watching. Now they have explained this in a way that for everybody to understand that when you scrape your hand on that stone, first your skin starts peeling off, the outer layer, right? The outer layer skin starts peeling off. Then the next layer, the blood starts coming. And then the bone. He doesn't stop. You see the white bone there. He's still grinding. Now the blood is oozing out. He's still grinding. He keeps grinding, scraping his hand in the stone, taking the Lord's name and scraping, grinding. Till the bone is visible. The Lord is watching and there's a heavenly voice. Will he keep quiet? No. He's so merciful. He has a plan. It was all the Lord's plan to show off that beautiful devotee of his. There's a heavenly voice. Everybody hears it. The Lord says, stop. Enough. My dear one, enough. I'm very pleased with your devotion. I'm very pleased with your devotion. After all, you wanted to give me sandalwood, sandal paste. I have something to give you. Now you have to take a gift from me, he says. I will be offering you the kingdom and you will be king. You have to happily take up that post and be a king, make wise decisions, and I will be waiting for you to come back to me, he says. Murthy Nayanar is looking, what is going on? King, kingdom. It's all so bizarre, you know. He's after all a very ordinary person doing this every day. What is this kingdom all of a sudden? He's confused. And suddenly everything is gone. And now his hand is back to normal. No wounds, no blood, no scratches, nothing. Everything is back to normal. Everybody's seeing this and they are awed. They are so surprised and astonished. Next day, the king, the Jain king who stopped his whole service by not providing the sandalwood, miraculously dies. Nobody knows what happened. They just hear the king is dead. As per the kingdom's protocol or the ways, the process, they usually give the palace elephant a garland. The ministers in the palace will provide a garland to the palace elephant and tell the palace elephant to go around the city and garland the next king. So the elephant is the one who chooses the next king. Think about it. Elephant is not ordinary. Madurai, this was the process, huh? So now the elephant he's got the garland in his trunk and he's walking majestically. He's walking all around the city and he comes near the temple where Murthy Nayanar is. Murthy Nayanar has no clue what's going to happen. And he steps aside so that the elephant can pass. Everybody's watching where the elephant is going and who is going to, garland whose neck is the garland going to fall on. Everyone is so curious and anxious. The elephant stands in front of Murthy Nayanar and garlands Murthy Nayanar. The Lord and his Leelas. And he picks Murthy Nayanar and slowly puts him in his back and takes him to the palace. Everybody's putting flowers and rejoicing. They found the king, no? King is found. Can you imagine how the Lord celebrates this devotee for what he did, the devotion he had, the bhakti he had. He made the whole world rejoice. Of course, Murthy Nayanar doesn't need it. Doesn't need those flowers on him. He doesn't need those garlands. He doesn't need the kingdom. The last person, he doesn't need it. But he was shocked the way it happened. The Lord did say, the previous day did tell him. But still he was shocked. So fast it happened, right? The very next day. When he went to the palace, the ministers greeted him. They garlanded him. Lot of garlands after garlands after. He's standing there, an ordinary man. And they said, yes, we have to do all the, celebrations. We have to give you the luxury bath and we have to dress you up in the robe, the king outfit, those. And Murthy Nayanar just said, no, wait. I have a few conditions. I'm happy for all of you, but this kingship and everything is not me, he says. So before I get into this, I'm taking this only for the Lord. Because already the Lord told him, right? I'm taking it only for him. But I have a few conditions. So they're all like, yes, please. We'll Whatever the conditions, we will pay respect and do it. The minister said. He said, I'm not going to do any luxury bath. I don't believe in all this. I don't believe in all these formalities. I should be allowed to be as I am. I'm a devotee of Lord Shiva, and I like to be as I am. My jewel is going to be Rudraksha, nothing else. I can put any number of Rudraksha. I will wear many, many, many Rudraksha. That is my jewel. And I will take bath in sacred ash, Vibhuti. That's it. No perfume, nothing. This is what I'll do. And my crown is my hair, my matted locks, my hair. That's it. I'm not going to wear the jewelry, the bejeweled crown. I don't want any of that. And my words are going to be the Lord, whatever He wants. If these conditions are okay with you, I will take the kingship. I will take the king's throne, he says. They all fall at his feet and say, Raja, you are our king now. Whatever you say, whatever you wear, whatever you are, we'll accept you as you are. We are happy that you accepted to be our king, they say. And as per the Lord said, he ruled for a very long time. He was such a good ruler, wise ruler. And then, of course, after that, he reached the Lord's feet. Just like the Lord said, after you rule, you will come to me. And reach the Lord. It's a very different kind of Nayanmar, right? Very different kind of Nayanmar. Usually the other ones and all that we saw, they were taken away immediately. Right? They reached the Lord's feet immediately. The text was given, immediately they were taken. But this Nayanmar had a duty to, he had to stay and serve the Praja. After all, whose devotees are the whole Madurai? Lord Sundareshwaras, right? And he had to leave his Praja, his devotees in good hands. And that's what he did. He left all of them in good hands. Murthy Nayanar could have, there's nobody better than Murthy Nayanar to be king for such a long time. The Lord gave him that throne to sit and rule. And after he did that, he attained the Lord's feet. That stone that I was talking about, that Murthy Nayanar used to grind, his hands, that is still there. The stone that this incident happened is still there in Madurai Meenakshi temple. It is opposite her Sannidhi only. If you go there, it will be, the inscriptions are on it saying, this is the stone that Murthy Nayanar used and, to grind the sandalwood every day for the Lord, and the same stone that he started grinding his hands, and the Lord came and gave him that blessing. So that stone is still there. It's preserved to this day so that we can go and seek our blessings and just, stand there and just, take in all that beautiful parts of that story. Have you ever had that when you go back and you'll think about that story, right? When we go to the temple, we'll always rewind and think about that story, that part. It's very important. Gives you that happiness. Now, there's another Nayanar that I want to speak about. Same thing, pertaining to the same thing where something is not provided for you for Lord's service. Here, the sandalwood was taken away. Now, here, there's another Nayanar who gives us the same lesson. He's Nandi Adigalaar. That's the Nayanar's name. Nandi Adigalaar. See, this Nayanar is from Tiruvaroor. Tiruvaroor is the place. We have spoken about Tiruvaroor in detail when we did Sundaramurthy Nayanar. Almost the first session. So Tiruvaroor is a major place. So many things happen. So many miracles have happened in Tiruvaroor. Numerous. Never ending. It's where Sundaramurthy Nayanar, the Lord gave him gold coins in some other place, and Sundaramurthy Nayanar said, I will collect it all in Tiruvaroor. He's telling the Lord, Swami, put it in the Tiruvaroor tank. Giving itself is something, right? If you ask the Lord something and he gave it to you, that by itself is a miracle. But look at this, huh? Gave it to you, and then you say, can you take this and shift it to the other tank? I will collect it from there. This is even, can't even comprehend this. It shows the relationship. Sundaramurthy Nayanar is called the best friend. The Lord is his best friend, is what they call it. The relationship is, he's a friend of the Lord. So, yeah, we would say that to a friend, right? Hey, can you please take it there? I will collect it from there. So a friend will say, yeah, sure. Anything for you. So that's what the Lord did. He went and put it in the Tiruvaroor tank for Sundaramurthy Nayanar. And Tiruvaroor tank is where the pond, the temple tank is where he got the gold coins from. The temple is it's got so many stories. So this Nayanar is also from Tiruvaroor. And it's a small place in Tiruvaroor. The name is Emaperur. It's a Chola kingdom also. During the Chola kingdom is when this Brahmin was born. He's a Brahmin. And daily he used to go to Tiruvaroor temple and pray to the Lord Shiva there. One day, he had a desire to light lamps. Lighting lamps in a Shiva temple is very auspicious. I'm sure you all probably have heard this from your elders. It's very auspicious to light lamps at Shiva temple. And we do the Bharani Deepam also, right? It's the same thing. Concept is the same. For Shiva, you light lamp, it's very auspicious. Now he had this desire to light lamps. That day, suddenly he just had this desire, okay, I want to light lamps today. And he wanted to light many lamps, not one. But then he didn't have the ghee. He didn't have anything in his hand. Lamps are already there in the temple, but he didn't have the ghee. So he saw a small place outside the temple, one house. So he goes there, knocks the door. Person opens the door. He says, I want ghee for the lamp. Will you give it to me? The person could have said, I don't have ghee. I don't have oil. Or I don't want to give. That's also okay. Instead, he's a Jain. That person is a Jain. He goes inside and he gets a pot of water. And he gives it to him and he says, well, your Lord Shiva is so powerful, right? Light this lamp with water. Let's see. If he is that powerful, you can light your lamp with just water. You don't need ghee. See, this Nayanar, this Nandi Adigalaar would have taken no for an answer. He would have taken, I don't have ghee for an answer. But this was challenging his Lord. That hurts. Right? That hurts. If your Lord is that powerful, this lamp you can light with water. So he comes back with that pot and he's sadly looking at it. And he sheds a tear, thinking, Swami, all I wanted to do was light lamps for you. And she insulted you in the process. And he felt very bad. Then he heard this voice, heavenly voice, you know. Said, why are you sad? Go and light your lamps with that. Go on. Go and light your lamps with the water, it said. He was very happy. He knew it's the Lord. He went and slowly, you know, poured every lamp with the water he had. He poured it on all the lamps and he lit the lamp with that water. Everybody's watching that. And the lamps are burning beautifully. And how much ever he poured, it seemed like the pot was a magic pot. The ghee, whatever it, the water, whatever you want to call it, is not getting over. It's like so many lamps he lit in that temple. It's like so content he made his devotee. You wanted to light lamps for me? Go ahead. Have fun. So many lamps he lit around the temple. He was so joyfully going and pouring and pouring and lighting and lighting. Never ending. The whole temple was sparkling and glittering. Jolikirudhu, you know? That is what they say, right? So that sandosham, that happiness the Lord gave him. It's another service, right? Another service to the Lord, pure service. He thought he wanted to do it, but he was obstructed. Not only obstructed, mocked for his bhakti. Who is Lord Shiva after all? Will he sit and just watch his devotee being mocked? The devotee was feeling so terrible when his Lord was mocked. But the Lord was feeling terrible that his devotee was mocked. The love is that, no? Why did he do this? Because he couldn't see his devotee sad. After all, it's a pure thought. I want to light lamp. Lighting lamp is the most auspicious thing. Lighting lamp not only cleanses us, but cleanses the whole environment around us. So it's good for everybody around us. Not only good for you, it's good for everybody. So by lighting a lamp, you're not only doing good for yourself, but to others. And that pure thought, the Lord uplifted it, upheld it. So tomorrow, when someone thinks about lighting a lamp, they'll think about the story, right? How the Lord supported it. So that's a beautiful story. Again, the people were amazed at this, how it transformed, how the Lord provided this Nayanar with this, and even the Jains, even the person who gave him the pot of water, he had to see, right? How it unfolded. So he was also watching. Suddenly the whole temple is glittering. And everybody said, yeah, it's your water, it's your water. He lit all the lamps with your water. That man was also shocked. What I gave in the pot. He used that water to light all the lamps. That is the Bhakti. That is what devotion is. So this Nandi Adigalaar, just with him, the Lord proved what the highest form of devotion can do. Pure devotion can do. With that, I want to talk about an incident that happened with me, with Amma. It was one of those. This basically tells you how powerful she is. There was one time when Dave used to have asthma, and he used to have. This was when he was before 1 year old, as a baby. This was a time when he couldn't even tell me what was going on. He was not able to speak and tell me, this is happening. I need this. He just cried. So that time was when I used to give him the nebulizer. Many times in a month, 3 times a month, he used to be on nebulizer. And that time, there was a jabam that Ambal had given to Shiva Ganesh, my husband. The jabam required that he should not talk to anybody in the morning before he finishes it. So the minute he gets up in the morning, he showers and does the jabam first, and only then he speaks. That is how the Ambal told him. So he followed that. And this was at least 3 times a week. He would do this. And when Dave fell sick, and on those days, specifically on those days, Shiva Ganesh could not speak. And here I was, alone. Sham was also young. My older one is also young. And alone battling this, trying to understand the baby almost, right? It's just a few months old, 4, 5, 6 months old, and battling, understanding what he's trying to say, what he's feeling, all alone, because Shiva Ganesh can't talk. So this was very, very stressful for me, especially in the middle of the night. And it always happened in the middle of the night, always like around 2 a.m. He used to wake up and start crying. I had to give him nebulizer. Are you okay? If there's 2 parents, it's always easy. But at least if I was alone, I won't be expecting also, okay, the father is there. No, I won't be expecting, right? That was very challenging for me. That one day when Ammar visited, during that time, I told her, Amma, this jabam that Shiva Ganesh is doing, and he's not talking before the thing, and this happens in the middle of the night. I'm all alone. And this kid, I don't know what he wants, and it's very challenging. It puts me in so much of pain, and I'm alone here. I don't have anybody. It's very difficult for me, Amma. Can you do something about this? Like the jabam, can you ask him he could talk if that kind of thing happens? So Amma says, அவன் பேச வேண்டாம், அதெல்லாம் அப்படியே இருக்கட்டும். That is, Shiva Ganesh doesn't have to talk. He can stick to the same thing. உனக்கு என்ன? இது உனக்கு கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. So for you, this is difficult. I will make sure that he does not fall sick on those days. She said that she's going to make sure that Dev is not going to fall sick on those days. Just imagine, how can that a person, ordinary person, say that? Can anybody say that? Can someone give a guarantee? Even a doctor cannot, right? The day that Shiva Ganesha's jabam, they will not fall sick. She said that. I will make sure he doesn't fall sick on those days. Puruma, she said. I had, my jaws dropped. I was like, I just nodded my head. Yeah, that's all I need. Yeah. She solved my problem. And yeah, after she said, he didn't fall sick on those days. He didn't. I didn't have to face those times again. So easy. She solved the problem. Who can do that? I'm telling you this incident because I wanted you to know her power. She did not say he's never going to fall sick. That she can't. Growing up, kids will fall sick. It's a process, right? But she said he will never fall sick on those days. And I also didn't ask her, Amma, I don't want him to fall sick. No. Right? I said, do something with the jabam, like do some flexibility there. Which she said, no, I'm not going to do that. But I'll do this. See how the Ambal is. So kind. She knows where it hurts me. And she eased it for me. Without disturbing that. She eased the problem. The actual problem was here that she solved. So that is the greatness of Amba. Mathioli Charanam Jainandala.